Jayabalan, specialist in occupational health. Anyway, Dr. P. Jayabalan.
Now, the other problem that we raised in Lynas was that, what about the lead? Lead is the ultimate endpoint of this whole process. That is, it becomes stable lead. All this thorium, all these things become lead, and the residue will contain stable lead. And lead itself poses a serious problem, and when this issue was asked of the DOE, the DOE had no answer. We had the Atomic Energy Licensing Board chairman who was there. I'll show you. Run out of time. Okay. The Atomic Energy Board Licensing Board chairman said, look, I've experimented with lead. I know about lead. It doesn't pose so much of a problem. That was the answer from the ALB and not DOE. Okay. Let me go on to the other test that we did. Okay, the victims. I documented 8 leukemia cases within a distance of less than 5 kilometers, about 5 kilometers, of which 7 have perished, 7 have died. So, leaving behind only 1 left. So, the number of leukemia you should get in this community should be 1 in 30 years. We have 8 cases in about 5 years, suggesting it is no chance of it. Now, this is one we mapped. This is the factory. We mapped it. This is the first 3 leukemia, in fact 4 leukemias that I documented. 1, 2, 3, 4. Subsequently, I documented, this is 1 kilometer radius, and if you look at the suggested distance, it should be about 5 kilometers. If you look at what evidence you have in Sellafield, where they found very high number of cancers, that is within the nuclear facility of Sellafield. So 5 kilometers they found astonishingly high numbers, and we found within 1 kilometer we found so many numbers. This was another mapping I did about common ailment called allergic rhinitis and all what's or not. We found, let me go back to show you that from the factory to these cases, there is clearly the distance from the factory. It shows that there is no chance of occurrence. Next. Okay, this was the lead, cases of lead that are documented in children, and at that time we had there was no more lead in gasoline. Unleaded gasoline, the houses were all whitewashed, it was no chance occurrence. Again, you will find that from the factory, the lead in children, which was toxic lead, was very high. And interestingly, when I sent out these children out of Bukit Merah during their breaks and retested, their levels came down, meaning that this was the cause of the factory was the cause of the lead intoxication. And the last of the tests that I did was on miscarriages. There were 22 mothers had unexplained miscarriages. They were healthy, their mothers were healthy, they never experienced this sort of phenomena, but all of these healthy mothers, okay, all these mothers experienced miscarriages. Right. And interestingly, one of the problems that you have with this sort of radiation, low-level ionizing radiation, is you get miscarriages. Okay, let me wind up by going into one or two. I think I didn't show you the victims. Were the victims shown in the thing? Okay. Now, because we are so short of time, I'll have to take the ICRP, of which the IAEA and a lot of people use, a lot of policy makers use the ICRP, or the International Commission on Radiological Protection, as the authority on which to base their radiation protection activity. Unfortunately, the ICRP is a very close unit. They claim to be independent, they are not independent, and they are well known to be very political. And the IAEA has been accused all along as being not only political. In fact, in the case of LAM, the AALB, which has been commended by the IAEA, are consultants to Lynas. So this conflict of interest, is unacceptable. Now, I think the Prof. has talked about.
You can wind up.
I'll wind up. The recommendations in occupational health and safety is that there is a policy of ending hazards in the workplace which is called hierarchy of control. It means you eliminate the hazard, you use administrative control to prevent the hazard from reaching, say, workers, or you use protective equipment. The last is not recommended. The first is the most recommended, especially in, as we said, carcinogens. For carcinogens, there's no safe threshold, there's no safe threshold, and every level is a dangerous level. And the second part of which I wanted to say, given the fact that we failed with the courts and the ultimate in Bukit Merah, we failed with other things, we succeeded with people's power and support from the authorities people in Japan. The other last option is, to me, an additional option, political control. That is, eliminate this government, which doesn't care for the people.
Here.